My phone lit up at 3:02 in the morning. I was awake, barely, lying on top of the covers with the TV still on, the kind of half-sleep where sounds don't register as real. The notification sat there for a few seconds before I looked at it. One new voicemail. The caller ID read, Meridian Partners, 6th floor. That's my office. I work the standard 9 to 6. I hadn't been there since Friday. It was Sunday. The building closes at 8 on weekdays and doesn't open on weekends. There is no overnight staff. There are no exceptions. I've worked at Meridian for 4 years. Mid-sized consulting firm, nothing unusual. We occupy the entire 6th floor of a glass and steel building downtown, the kind of place that looks exactly like every other office building within a 3-block radius. The main line, the number that called me, is a desk phone, a physical landline connected to the reception unit near the elevator bank. It doesn't forward to mobile. It doesn't have voicemail to cell enabled. I know this because I set up the phone system myself 2 years ago after our old IT contractor quit. I stared at the notification for probably 90 seconds. I told myself it was a misdial, some kind of carrier glitch. I almost deleted it. If you've ever heard something you immediately wished you hadn't, you'll understand what happened next. If you want to keep watching stories like this one, hit subscribe. Leave a comment below. Tell me if you would have pressed play. I pressed play at 3:09 a.m. I remember looking at the clock first, for no reason I can explain. Maybe I just wanted to document something, some part of me that was already suspicious. The voicemail was 41 seconds long. The first thing I heard was silence. Not digital silence, not a deadline, but the specific ambient silence of a large enclosed space. Low-frequency hum, air pressure, room, then the fluorescence. If you've spent enough time in an office building late at night, you know the sound. That faint, intermittent buzz from overhead panels. Not loud, just present. The kind of sound you stop noticing after 20 minutes, but recognize immediately once you hear it again. I sat up. I turned off the television. I pressed the phone flat against my ear. The fluorescent hum continued for about 7 seconds. Then something else layered in underneath it. Low, rhythmic, soft. It took me a moment to place it. Footsteps. On carpet. Moving slowly. Our floor has carpet throughout. A grey commercial grade installed 2 seasons ago. I know what it sounds like when someone walks across it. I've heard it hundreds of times. The subtle, compressed friction of each step. This was that sound, unmistakably. There were 8 steps, I counted, and then they stopped. Then, at second 31 of the recording, I heard the elevator. The elevator in our building has a distinctive chime. 3 tones descending, slightly flat on the last note. The kind of sound that's been the same since the building opened in 1987, and no one has ever bothered to fix. I've heard it probably 10,000 times. I heard it in the voicemail at 3:02 a.m. on a Sunday. The recording ended 4 seconds after that. No voice, no words, just the chime, and then nothing. The call cutting out clean, like whoever made it simply set the phone down and walked away. I played it again. 3 times. I wasn't looking for something different. I was trying to convince myself I was misidentifying the sounds. That the fluorescent hum was a passing car. That the footsteps were something structural. That the elevator chime was the television bleeding through from another room. I live alone. The television was off. My building doesn't have an elevator. At 3:24 a.m. I called the building's after-hours security line. I've called it once before, 2 years ago, when I thought I'd left a window unlocked. The operator was calm, professional. She put me on hold for 4 minutes while she pulled the access log. No keycard activity after 7:48 p.m. Friday. No alarms triggered. No motion sensors flagged. She told me the building was, in her words, fully secured and unoccupied. I thanked her. I didn't tell her about the voicemail. Monday morning, I came in early. 7:50 a.m. I told myself I was just being thorough, that I wanted to look at the access logs myself, check the sign-in sheet, confirm what the security operator had said, that there was a reasonable explanation and I just needed to find it. The access log matched exactly what she told me. No entry after Friday evening. The sign-in sheet, we still use a paper one, building policy, was blank for the weekend. The lobby cameras showed an empty elevator bank from Friday night through Monday morning, uninterrupted. I went to my desk. I opened the phone system interface, the same one I'd configured 2 years ago, and pulled the outbound call log for the main reception line. There was one outbound call on Sunday, 3:01 a.m. Duration, 43 seconds. Destination, my mobile number. I checked it twice, 3 times. The timestamp was consistent with my voicemail notification. The duration was 2 seconds longer than the recording. The gap before the line connects. Everything matched. The call had originated from that phone, on that floor, at that time. I walked to the reception desk. The phone sat exactly where it always does, handset in cradle, indicator light off, nothing out of place. I stood there for a moment and looked at it the way you look at something familiar that has suddenly become something else entirely. I picked up the handset. Dial tone, normal. I set it back down. I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know what I was hoping for. I think I just needed to touch it, to confirm it was real, that it was physical, that it existed in the same world I did. That was 11 weeks ago. I still work there. I still walk past that desk every morning. I haven't mentioned it to anyone at the office. I've thought about it differently at different times. As a glitch, as a prank, as something technical I simply don't understand. None of those explanations have fully settled. What stays with me isn't the sounds in the recording. It's the footsteps, 8 of them, measured, unhurried, like someone who knew exactly where they were going. The elevator arrived, and whoever, or whatever, was on that floor either got on it or didn't need to anymore. I saved the voicemail. I don't know why. I've never played it for anyone. Sometimes, very late at night, I think about deleting it. Then I think about what it would mean if I did, as if erasing the evidence could change what the log already recorded at 3:01 a.m.